Blind Date Production 91788, Show 5, Part 1.
Gentlemen, it's Blind Date, and here is your host, Miss Cilla Black.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, everybody. Hello and welcome to Blind Date. You have seen something that I haven't you? Oh, gosh! Oh, but I must bring this on. Oh, are you in for a treat at home? I must tell you, before I introduce you to the lads, here's something for you all to think about. Now, many a man owes his success to his first wife, and his second wife to his success. And, yeah, you've got to think about that one. And speaking of success, we've got 3 likely lads here tonight, each hoping to be a winner. Oh, gosh. Here they are. Hello, lads. Welcome to the show, and let's concentrate on you, number 1, with that lovely designer stubble. What's your name and where'd you come from?
Well, Auntie Cilla, I'm from Liverpool. My name's Nick.
Liverpool are you from?
From the only part, Anfield.
Anfield! And need I ask, which team do you support?
Well, it's got to be. I can hear the match from the house anyway.
Oh, can you?
So there you go.
Got to be Liverpool.
That's it, it's Liverpool.
Liverpool, great. And when you're not supporting Liverpool, have you got a job in them?
Yeah, I'm a disc jockey.
Are you really?
Yeah. I work in the biggest club in Liverpool. It's in Bootle.
Well, have fun on tonight's show, number 1. And when I'm in Bootle, I'll come into your club, all right?
Yeah, thanks.
That's a promise. What about you, number 2? Very quiet.
Yeah, demure, mate.
Demure. I can say demure. What's your name and where'd you come from?
My name's Mark and I come from Barking in Essex.
You do. You work in Essex or in...
No, I work in London.
You do? What do you do?
Telecommunications engineer.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they like you out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
if you were picked tonight on the show, you know, who would you like the girl to be like? Be on those screens?
Well, be a cross between the 2 Emmas. That's Emma Sams and Emma Ray.
Emma Ray.
You know them, like Watching. Haven't you seen
Watching.
that? Haven't you seen that one?
You watch Watching? Well, have fun on tonight's show, all right? Have a lot of fun. Oh, number 3. Everybody wants to know your name and where you come from.
My name's Colin, and I'm from Northern Ireland.
Oh, Colin, welcome to Blind Date. Did you pack in a hurry?
Well, we're all very poor, and I couldn't afford the full-length ones, so I had to wear the shorts.
Well, you look very bonny, doesn't he, girl? Yes. And do you work in Northern Ireland?
I do, yes. I'm a self-employed accountant.
She could afford a pair of pants. Well, you look very attractive. Indeed, all 3 of you look very attractive.
Thank you.
Enjoy Blind Date tonight, and I'll see you all in the Mo, all right? Okay. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Well, those are our choices, and here's the girl who has to do the choosing. Now, she's from Southampton, and her name is Alison. Come in, Alison. Alison, I wouldn't like to be in your shoes.
No.
3 bonny lads beyond those screens. Tell everybody beyond those screens what you do for a living, though, Alison.
Well, I'm a qualified chef and I work in a rest home for the elderly.
Well, you've had a varied amount of jobs, really, haven't you? What did you do before that?
Yes, I used to work in a Wild West show for my father.
Are we allowed to ask what you did in that Wild West show?
Shot a few baddies, did a few trick riding stunts and all that kind of thing.
There's probably everything going on beyond those screens. I think you better get on with your 3 questions there, sweetheart. What's your first one?
Okay, question number 1. I slaved for 2 months knitting you a jumper, and it turns up 2 weeks later in a jumble sale. How would you explain it to me? Number 1.
Whoa. Don't believe it. Obviously, there must be 2 of the same jumper. Either that or someone half-inched my one.
Okay, number 2.
Well, I'm confused here. I mean, you sound like a classy sort of girl. I wouldn't have thought I'd have found you in a jumble sale.
What a creep.
He's a nice creep. That was number 2.
Number 3.
I was actually going to explain to you tomorrow night over dinner. The vicar called round last week collecting for a children's charity. And as children and charity are very close to my heart, well, I had to give him something special. I couldn't just give him any old thing.
Okay, question number 2. If you were to place a classified advertisement describing yourself, what would it say? Number 3.
Well, just by chance, I came into a very large legacy last week.
We've all seen them.
So I'd probably take out a full-sized page advert, and it would say something like, "This week's special offer due to late cancellation. Opportunity of a lifetime. Buy 1 blind date and get the next one free."
Okay, number 2.
Yeah, I know. I think I'd have to put something like a fast, sporty 1962 model. Very good bodywork, low mileage, 1 careful owner, very quick off the mark.
And modest. Okay, number 1.
Well, I'd say short, fat, hairy, glasses as thick as ice cubes. Now, that's number 2. Me, I'm tall, dark, handsome, Italian-looking, and very hot-blooded.
Oh, Alison, 3rd and final question.
Yeah. Right. We've planned a romantic evening in, and my little brother arrives and sits in with us. What would you do? Number 1.
Right. I'd tell him that I was a Liverpool football scout. What I'd do, I'd say to him, I'd like my young footballers to be in bed nice and early, so we'd pack him off. Then we'd have lots of extra time so we could play, and I'm sure we'd get a good result.
Number 2.
I think I'll pop down the video shop, get a really scary video, and hopefully it'll scare the pants off her brother, so he'll have to go to bed. Well, I mean, if it scares you, you can cuddle up next to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, number 3.
Right. What age did you say your little brother was?
He's about 12.
12. Oh, that's perfect, because my little sister's about 11, and she she just loves older men. So, I mean, we could bring her round, organise a foursome, they would keep each other occupied, and we would have a lot of time for romance.
It's been very difficult tonight. I mean, have you made your mind up?
No.
No? Well, we'll give you a little extra time because here's Graham with a quick reminder.
Alison, will your blind date be number 1? Who would have you believe he's tall, dark and handsome? Well, he's certainly tall, but in the dark, well, he's probably handsome. Or will it be number 2, who hopes his scary video would drive your little brother to bed, and you into his arms? Or will you go for number 3, this week's special offer, but make sure he isn't past his sell-by date? The decision is yours.
Alison, well, the decision is yours. I mean, who are you going to go for?
I think number 1.
Well, Alison said she must have made the right choice, but anyone would have been the right choice because you're going to be so disappointed who you turned down. Oh. And first of all, you turned down number 2, and that was Mark from Essex. Come in, Mark. See you later, Mark. Are you standing steady and firm? You better be, because you also turned down number 3. That was Colin from Northern Ireland. Come in, Colin. Your very own blind date, the moment you've been waiting for. You nervous?
Yes.
Well, don't be, because he's gorgeous. You chose number 1, and that was our Nick from Liverpool. Come in, Nick. As you heard from the audience, you know, you made the right choice.
Well, they make them good in Liverpool, you know.
Of course. Yes, they do, Chuck. Who's going to pick where you're going? You blind date?
I can blame him. Oh, okay.
I'm so excited, you know. Where are you going, Alison? Where do you fancy going?
Yeah, somewhere nice and hot.
A motor safari in Wales.
Wales, it's definitely Welsh Wales. I mean, the land of my grandfather, he came from Wales. You will not be disappointed. You are going on a motor safari of a lifetime. Yes, I mean, you've got your own car that you want to drive all around the Welsh mountains. And needless to say, I mean, well, you picked it out. She's looking at me, totally gobsmacked. But you will be wined and dined with the best food and the best wines, and I'm sure you'll have a lovely day. And just think about it, Nick. Wales?
Wales?
Not far to go home.
Get the bus home.
All we ask you is to get the bus back down here next week and tell us all about it. Will you do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
certainly
God
will.
bless you. See you
Thank
next
you.
week. Then. Ladies and gentlemen, Alison and Nick. But last week, Alex and Sue spent their date at a medieval banquet in the Emerald Isle. Welcome back to Blind Date. Now, you certainly enjoyed the day there, but did you enjoy each other's company? Shall we find out?
I remember when the screen went back, I thought, yeah, that's a very pretty outfit. And apparently she made it herself. She's a very talented girl. She sews as well. And cooks. Good news.
At the banquet, there was one point, and all the serving ladies, the serving wenches, they stood on a table and sang a song. And I said to Alex, you know, I think we ought to get on the table here.
I must admit, I quiche out. I felt that because we hadn't had the main course yet, I really thought that I had to get feed first before we got kicked out and sent to the dungeons.
At the end of the night, as per medieval banquet times, I understand, they brought this snuff out and passed it round so that you could have a sniff of it. Well,
I took a massive wodge or something like that. Right.
And he just couldn't stop sneezing for about 10 minutes. I was just rolling on the floor.
The dynamic duo, I feel. Definitely, we worked very well as a team and we had great fun.
He's the total opposite of what I normally go for, but his personality just shone through really from the start, so that didn't matter at all.
Out of all the girls I've ever seen on Blind Date, I don't think you could get a nicer girl.
His most attractive feature is probably that he's just a natural comic. He's just so natural and so funny. We just got on well from the start.
The nicest thing about her, I think, is the way her nose wrinkles up when she smiles. I don't know, something like that. It doesn't really work on me somehow. I don't think she'll say that about me.
Out of 10, I'd give him 9.5. We really got on well.
Out of 10? About 230, I think. She was so good that I can't think of a single fault, really.
If we lived closer, then yes, I probably would go out with him, if he asked me.
I hope she feels the same way about me that I do about her. If not, there'll be some serious questions afterwards.
For me to fall in love with him, he wouldn't have to change that much, so he better watch out.
The day went really so well that if we don't see each other again, it'd be awful. So we definitely don't see each other again. Whenever, as soon as possible. Here's hoping.
If in 10 years' time I found myself married to Alex, it wouldn't be such a bad thing.
I do have a final message for Sue, actually, because we went to Limerick in the island. I made up one. There was once a girl called Sue. On Blind Date, she was number 2. We had a great time. The weather was fine. And romance, in the end, it shone through. It's a cracker.
Alex, I mean, this is a first on Blind Date. I mean, do I hear wedding bells or do I hear them ding-a-linging out there?
Ding-a-lings.
I mean, you really got on well. I mean,
did, actually.
In your own words, you said it'd be awful if you didn't see her again.
That'd be a travesty.
Travesty. But Sue, you actually said that he wasn't your type. Now, what
No,
turned you
I
on?
meant look-wise, because normally I go for...
Got a big nose.
No, that didn't stand in the way at all. Normally I go for dark-haired guys. So.
Dark-haired guys. Yes. I mean, if you were just describing a dark-haired guy, I mean, who would be, you know, who are you going for? Who are you talking about here? Forget Alex just for a minute.
Okay. Don't forget me ever.
Oh, wait. My ideal guy, probably George Michael. But, you know, we come pretty close.
I think Alex is
Gotta have faith.
Wow! He's mad.
But you're totally, I mean, besotted by this lady here.
She's a fabulous girl. What can I say?
And how was your day, really? I mean...
We just didn't want to come home, did we?
No.
We've been on cloud 9 ever since.
She flew the airplane back home as well.
I don't think you needed an aeroplane to get back home, did
No,
you?
a couple of clouds would have done
That's
better.
right.
Have you seen each other since you've been back?
No, not yet. We intend to.
You betcha.
Do you? Because you make a lovely couple, and thank you both for coming on Blind Date. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex and Sue, thank you very much. Take a quick break now, but please don't go away because we will be back in part 2 to see if our golden goodies Mavis and Ivor enjoyed their date in Guernsey. And we'll be meeting the man who has to pick one of these 3 lovely girls. So see you in a couple of minutes.
Blind Date, production 91788, show 5, part 2.
Blind date. Now, here's a piece of advice to all you young girls who are thinking of taking the plunge. Now, before you put the ring on his finger, make sure he doesn't put a ring through your nose. That's what I thought. Who writes this stuff? Oh, but it's very painful. Let's get on with the show. And let's meet our 3 young ladies all looking for a blind date. Hello, number 1. Would you like to tell everybody at home what your name is and where you come from?
I'm Jane and I'm from Newcastle.
Oh, you sound very posh. I mean, what kind of job have you got then?
I've got my own business.
What would that be?
It's a promotion agency.
Promote? What do you promote?
Anything and everything that anyone asks me to do.
Well, you look very successful. Are you successful?
I try.
You try. Well, maybe you might be successful on Blind Date tonight. Have fun anyway, all right? What about you, number 2? What's your name and where do you come from?
I'm Tonya and I'm from Lincolnshire.
Tonya? Now, do you have your own business or do you work for anybody?
Not quite. Yes, I work for a high street shop. I'm a window dresser.
Don't you feel sort of, you know, a wilf standing there in the window?
Sometimes, yes, especially if there's nude models in the window.
Well, we haven't got any nude models on tonight's show. I hope we haven't anyway. But enjoy it, all right?
Okay.
See you later. What about you, number 3? What's your name and where do you come from?
I'm Lorraine. I'm from Kent.
From Kent? Okay, Lorraine, what do you do for a living?
I'm a buyer for a construction company. So.
Really, a buyer? And you know when you go out buying, do you go out wearing those lovely
No, I
don't. No.
No, it's just more telephone work. Do everything over the telephone. Buying plants and materials for jobs, roads, building roads, things like that.
Well, you've got the perfect legs for a miniskirt. Yeah. You have. I mean, who's your ideal man?
Rowan Atkinson.
He's a fabulous comic, fabulous actor.
That's why, because he's so humorous. He's so funny. I mean, I would never get bored with him, would I? So.
No, you'd never get bored with him. I think he's absolutely fantastic. We mightn't have a Rowan Atkinson for you beyond those screens, but we certainly have a lot of fun. Enjoy yourselves, all right? I'll see you later. See you in a moment. What a choice for any man to have. And the man in question is Steve, and he's from West Yorkshire. Come in, Steve. Why, Steve, you're a big lad, a big un.
Big un from Yorkshire.
From Yorkshire, aye.
Certainly am.
What do you do up there in Yorkshire?
In Yorkshire, I'm a systems analyst.
A what?
A systems analyst.
Is it worth asking what a systems analyst does?
I've got to say, I analyse systems.
How are you at analysing girls?
Pretty good.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you're going to have to analyse a lot of answers tonight. You've got 3 questions to ask those girls beyond those screens.
Yes, I have.
Do you want to fire away with your first one?
OK, question number 1. I play basketball because it suits my natural abilities. What sport suits you best? Number 3.
Right. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
I'm Lorraine.
Hello, Lorraine.
Right. Snooker. Because if you played snooker with me, you'd be right at the front of the queue.
Now, you've got to remember all these. That was number 3. That was a good reply, wasn't it?
Not bad, not bad. Number 2.
Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Well, I play a lot of sport, varying from karate to yoga. So I would say that my natural essentials are just endless.
Endless? OK, then. How about number 1?
Well, you wouldn't guess by looking at me, but I don't do any kind of exercise at all.
But if you promise to give me some private tuitions, I'd turn out to be one of your star pupils.
That's number one. Let's decide for willing to be your pupil.
OK, question number 2. I take you to an expensive restaurant, then realise I've forgotten my wallet. What do you do?
I know what I'd do.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Well, being the lady I am, I never leave home without my flexible friends. So I'm sure they would do nicely.
You wouldn't mind paying for that?
Well, just this once.
This is once. OK.
That's number 2.
How about number 1?
I think, firstly, I'd make an excuse to go to the powder room.
Me too, number 1. I was thinking...
And then I'd leave... Go.
Yes, that's spot on.
I'd leave by the back door, but I know for a fact you wouldn't forget me as easily as you forgot your wallet.
How about number 3?
I'd let it slip to the manager that I was a critic, a restaurant critic for a famous magazine. And if he let us have the meal for free, I'd give him a good review. Yeah.
Get away with that, now.
Yes, I
This is the third and final question coming up.
OK, question number 3. My ambition is to fly around the world in Concorde. If you could go around the world, how would you choose to travel? And that question's number 1.
Well, you're very lucky because I just got my pilot's licence last week. So, just for you, seeing you like Concorde, I'd charter it for you and fly around the world, but I'd put in a few detours of my own.
Are you nervous flying?
No, not too bad. I think I will be with her behind the joystick. OK, number 2.
Well, as soon as I spend most of my holidays sailing around on my dad's yacht, I'd say 6 months to spare, I would love for you to come along as well.
I think I could make 6 months in that case.
Flying, yachting?
How about number 3?
Right. Well, it would be a hot air balloon. Because if we run out of fuel, I could provide the hot air. And 80 days with you would be uplifting.
Oh, well, that's your 3 questions, Chalk. You've run out of questions. Got to make your mind up now. But don't make your mind up just yet, because we've got a quick reminder from Graham.
Well, will you choose number 1, the non-sporty type who might leave you to foot the bill? Or how about number 2, who's into karate, but be careful, she could give you the chop? Or how about number 3, who would love to travel around the world with you in a hot air balloon, which could turn out to be a bit of a gas? The decision is yours.
Oh, OK, who are you going to choose? Come on.
Got to go for number 3.
Tell me, was it the hot air balloon that did it?
Yeah, full of hot air.
Well, you're going to be so disappointed in the 2 that you turned down, I must tell you. The first of all, you turned down number 1, and that was Jane from Newcastle. Come in, Jane. Oh, Jane, what a shame, Jane. See you later, love. You also turned down number 2, and that was Tonya from Lincolnshire. Come in, Tonya. Oh, but here it is, your blind date. Well, you did say you liked the hot air balloon. Your blind date, here she is. You chose number 3, and that was Lorraine, and she was from Kent, and there she is. Here we go, face the camera, Lorraine. What did you... I know you got a shock. What do you think?
Don't you dare say anything.
You thought she was small?
She's small.
I've got heels on. I'm even
Go on, hit
shorter.
back at him. What do you think about him?
Very tall.
Very tall. But he's tall, though. How would you describe him?
Tall,
Handsome.
blonde hair and
Handsome.
blue eyes. He's got blue eyes as well.
Have you got blue eyes?
Very blue.
Very blue eyes. I wonder who's going to choose where you're going on your blind date. Oh, Lorraine, it's up to you. Do you like miniskirts?
Very much so. Look down.
Here you go, look. Where are you going on your blind date? Oh, gosh. Anyway, the safari in Wales, that's gone. Yes. Where are you going?
Oh, a day in Rotterdam.
Fly to Rotterdam. You're going to have a lovely champagne lunch. Enjoy it immensely. Please come back next week.
We will,
and
Sorrell.
tell us all about it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Steve and Lorraine. See you next week. Well, hoping to prove that love has no age limit, were our other couple from last week, Mavis and Ivor. Now, they went to Guernsey for their blind date. Well, Mavis and Ivor, you know, you both loved Guernsey, didn't you?
We did, yes.
But did you love each other? Let's find out.
When Ivor first came from behind the screen, I thought, he's not bad, but he looks a bit like egg on legs. That's the way he struck me. And he certainly had more hair on his chin than he has on his head.
Well, when I first went round the screen and saw Mavis, you know, I was quite delighted. I've always had a preference for small ladies, and of course she's a small lady.
And I'd never flown before. And then I said, when are we going?
In fact, we were at 18,000 feet when she turned round to me and said, when do we take off?
I think he thoroughly enjoyed being pushed around by a bossy little woman, because he kept calling me bossy. And I am.
She made it clear to me early on that I was going to have to do as I was told. So I resorted to married man's plan B. That is, where you let them think that they're giving the orders, but in point of fact, you're making the suggestions of which orders they should give.
We'd only been on the island 2 minutes, and he asked me to marry me about 14 times. And I said, well, you'll have to wait. I don't make these decisions quick. I said, you'll just have to wait about 20 years, and I'll let you know.
Oh, I proposed to Mavis about 10 minutes after we met, and she turned me down, so I knew I was safe to go on proposing all day then.
After lunch, we were going back on this launch back to the island, and the captain was the most fantastic little guy. He was not much bigger than me.
Chick put me in the driving seat for a few minutes, and then, to my horror, he invited Mavis to get up there, and I'm not joking, I've never been so scared since we used to go on bombing raids during the war.
The boat was going over like this and over like this. Everybody was terrified but me. I loved it.
I frankly just had to cover my eyes and hope for the best. I thought my last minute had come any time at all. If they ever did a rerun of the Titanic's maiden voyage, I'm sure they'd make her the pilot.
For me to consider marrying Ivor in less than 20 years, he'd have to come up with something different to that head that's growing out of his hair and wear a toupee.
If by any chance it ever should come about that Mavis and I did get married, I know beyond any doubt that it would be in the middle of winter, because one time when I proposed to her, she said, it'll be a ruddy cold day before I marry you.
Oh, when Ivor was serenading me, there was quite a few tourists around, obviously, and it was funny, really, because mouths kept dropping open and they were going... I thought it was two fruit and nutcases, I believe.
Mavis's greatest strength is undoubtedly her tremendous sense of fun. She never stopped laughing all day. She had me laughing as I haven't laughed for many, many years.
He was a nice guy, all in all, but I don't think I would want any romance or anything like that. But I'd like to keep in touch with him.
Well, I'm 63 years of age, and there's an awful lot of days in 63 years. But I can say without any hesitation that the day that I had out on Guernsey with Mavis was the most memorable of all those days of my life.
I don't think we can follow that last remark. How do you feel about that, Maeve? It's the best days I'd out in 63 years, and he's only 63. How do you feel about that?
Well, it was mine as well, and I'm only 58.
But you were a little bit critical. I mean, what's wrong with him not having so much on the top of his head? Come on. I know last week...
I think it's lovely, really.
Because you remember number 2. I mean, you were a bit disappointed that you didn't choose.
No, he was quite nice, but I made the right choice. I definitely made the right choice. He's a great guy. He really is. He's a perfect gentleman.
Well, he certainly thought you were a bundle of fun, didn't you, Ivy?
I did indeed, yes. Fantastic.
And you had a most marvellous day in Guernsey.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
But you're a bit of a coward, really, because, I mean, what happened on this boat trip? I mean, this little chick who was the lovely little guy, as you said, I mean, you enjoyed taking over, but what happened there?
Oh, I was glad to get ashore. Back to terra firma. I'm not kidding. The more firmer, the less terror, as far as I was concerned.
And what did the other passengers do, then?
I think they fell out. I never saw them anymore.
And Ivor, you mentioned briefly on film that he serenaded you. I mean, what was the song you serenaded it with?
My favourite, Frank Sinatra, My Way.
Oh. How did you like that?
It was lovely, I must admit. It was really good.
Come on, you haven't had a glass of wine. Because we didn't hear it in Guernsey.
Oh, my goodness. In front of all these people.
Oh, I know. Did you like it?
You brought it on yourselves. I'm sorry. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. That's enough of that. Move over, Frankie boy.
Neighbours, if you want, Abham, I will. You could serenade me any
Come on,
time. Oh, yes,
and you
I
can serenade me.
Thank you both for coming on Blind Date. Ladies and gentlemen, neighbours. But we will be back at the same time next week to see if Alison and Nick and Stephen and Lorraine enjoyed their dates. And, of course, we'll have lots more dates for you. A lot of dates. So see you next week. Ta-ra, then. Ta-ra!